every time I see a police officer, what's happening now, you know?
Drama in the courtroom reaches a boiling point. Robyn Brown has just been caught in a lie under oath, and the fallout is explosive. Janelle and Meri aren't staying silent this time, revealing shocking secrets about Kody that could change everything. What did Robyn lie about? And what are Kody and Robyn so desperate to keep hidden? Stick around because you won't believe what's coming next. Courtroom was tense. Gasps echoed as Robyn Brown, once seen as the loyal fourth wife in the sister-wife saga, was caught red-handed in a shocking lie during a heated legal battle. In a moment that felt more like a reality TV climax than a real-life proceeding, Janelle and Meri Brown, two of Kody Brown's former wives, stood tall, armed with receipts, courage, and a burning desire to expose the truth. What they revealed shook not just the courtroom, but the entire Sister Wives fan base. It all started when Robyn took the stand to defend what many believed was her iron grip on Kody and the remaining assets from the Brown family's crumbling empire. With tears in her eyes, she claimed she never knew anything about the financial decisions Kody made. According to her, she had no influence over the distribution of family property, no say in the selling of Coyote Pass, and certainly no involvement in the recent financial fallout. But that narrative came crashing down when Meri, clutching a stack of documents, proved Robyn had not only known, but had signed off on multiple financial transactions over the last 2 years. Janelle, who's always been the sharpest when it comes to finances, dropped bombshell after bombshell, revealing that Robyn had been hiding joint property deeds, manipulating family bank accounts, and even working with Kody to cut Meri and her out of important decisions. She played the victim, Janelle stated firmly, but Robyn was always in control. She was never just along for the ride. She drove the car, and she knew exactly where she was going. Courtroom fell silent when the judge paused the session to allow for a review of the new evidence. Meanwhile, the internet exploded. Fans took to Reddit, TikTok, and YouTube, sharing theories, past clips, and old interviews where Robyn had clearly contradicted herself. A scene from season 15 went viral again, where Robyn insisted she just wanted peace. Yet in the same episode, she admitted she and Kody had private discussions about the future of the family's assets, without the others present. What really sent shockwaves through the crowd was a leaked audio clip allegedly recorded by Janelle last year, where Kody is heard telling Robyn, "They don't need to know everything, we'll handle it our way." That clip alone could change the entire outcome of the case. Meri, long perceived as the quiet, emotional pillar of the family, came into court with a new fire. She didn't hold back. "I spent years being loyal to someone who never had my back," she said, referencing Kody. But watching Robyn lie like that in front of everyone, pretending she's innocent, it's sickening. More twists followed. Evidence showed Kody transferred large amounts of family money to accounts under Robyn's name, allegedly, for household needs, but those needs included luxury items, private travel, and even school fees for Robyn's children, while the other kids in the family reportedly went without. Fans are calling it the ultimate betrayal. Kody always had a favorite one. TikTok user said, "Now we know just how far he went to protect her and how far she was willing to go to protect herself, even if it meant lying under oath." This courtroom drama is far from over, but one thing is clear: the curtain has been pulled back on. The truth and the family's secrets are unraveling faster than anyone could have predicted. The Brown family from Sister Wives has always fascinated audiences with its layered dynamics and polygamous lifestyle. But as time has passed, it's become increasingly clear that Robyn Brown is the most controversial figure among them. While many fans once sympathized with her as the new wife finding her place in an established family today, that narrative has flipped. Fans are now calling out what they see as Robyn's calculated attempts to rewrite history, especially concerning her 3 oldest children and their biological father, David Jessup. What angers fans most is that Robyn's children, Dayton Aurora and Brianna, had a life and a history before Kody Brown entered the picture, but Robyn didn't just let that history sit quietly in the past. She allegedly tried to erase it completely, from emotional cues to legal paperwork to a disturbing piece of art that still makes Sister Wives fans cringe to this day. From the moment she joined the Brown family, Robyn seemed intent on separating her children from their biological father, David Jessup, though not publicly involved with the family, had fathered 3 children with Robyn. Yet over time, it became clear she wanted to remove him entirely from the narrative. She reportedly encouraged or at least supported his decision to relinquish his parental rights. Once he did, Kody Brown legally adopted all 3 children, what should have been a moment of stability, for the children turned into a symbolic erasure of their origin story. But Robyn wasn't done. She then did something that truly shocked the fan base. She presented Kody with a customized family portrait. In this image, a younger version of Kody was surrounded by 3 children clearly meant to be Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. But the issue was timing. This portrait showed a reality that never existed. Kody as the father of these children from the start. It was as if Robyn had rewritten time itself to install Kody as the original dad, when in truth he only came into their lives after they were already growing up. This act didn't sit well with fans, or even with some members of the family. Many viewers recognized that the portrait looked suspiciously like an older picture of Kody with Christine and their children. Robyn's version had replaced Christine's kids with her own, and placed herself at the emotional center of Kody's past. Fans accused her of fabricating a memory to solidify her position in the family, and many called the act manipulative and strange. Even Kody appeared uncomfortable when she presented it on the show. The portrait moment was the birth of Robyn's infamous nickname, Sabin Robyn. The nickname stuck after she tearfully presented the artwork, explaining it as a symbolic memory that she had created for their family. But instead of sympathy, many viewers felt a sense of unease. They saw it as a calculated act, one that used emotion to manipulate perception and relationships. But this wasn't a one-time thing. Over the years, Robyn has consistently delivered emotional, tear-filled monologues to justify or defend her actions. Another such instance happened during a family church service when Robyn gave a sermon about saving oneself, marriage. With tears streaming down her face, she confessed that she hadn't waited and said she deeply regretted it. The implication was clear. She wished she had saved herself for Kody. To some, this seemed like a heartfelt moment, but to many it felt like another blow to her children's actual history. She regretted her past so strongly. What did that say about the children who came from that past? Viewers were left wondering, was Robyn suggesting that her 3 oldest kids shouldn't have existed? As they did. It was another example of her discomfort with her own life before Kody and her repeated attempts to reshape it into something that fit more neatly into her current image. Of course, one of the most controversial decisions in the Brown family history was Kody legally divorcing Meri to marry Robyn. This move was ostensibly to adopt Robyn's children, giving them legal security and family structure. But fans saw deeper motives, felt like Robyn was being elevated above the other wives, not just emotionally, but legally, socially, and spiritually. And Meri's sacrifice heartbreaking. She stepped aside so Robyn could marry Kody, all in the name of helping the children. But fans saw it as yet another step in Robyn's campaign to secure her dominance within the family unit. Fast forward to recent seasons, and the friction between Robyn and Kody's other kids is more apparent than ever. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Kody doubled down on spending time with Robyn's kids, citing that they were the only ones who followed his strict rules.
Sure, it was somebody else's money. I'll take every risk that I should have before.
Meanwhile, Janelle and Christine's children, many of whom are now adults, began to distance themselves from their father. They felt rejected and abandoned as Kody lavished attention on Robyn's household while barely visiting or calling the others. This division didn't go unnoticed. Fans were quick to criticize both Kody and Robyn for deepening the rift. Kody publicly praised Robyn's kids for their loyalty and obedience, while implying that his other children lacked respect or spiritual connection. It was a textbook example of favoritism, one that played out on national TV. Then came tragedy. The death of Garrison Brown rocked the family. It was a heartbreaking reminder of how fragile relationships can be, and perhaps a wake-up call for Kody and why. The aftermath, he expressed regret and a desire to rebuild bridges with his arranged children. Viewers watched as he began reaching out more to Janelle and Christine's families, possibly realizing just how much he had lost. And how did Robyn respond? Not overtly at first, but shortly after, she made a curious announcement. She and Kody would begin making annual trips to Wyoming so that her children could build roots in the state. Wyoming holds deep emotional and ancestral significance for Kody. It's where he grew up, where his father had land, and where many memories with his original wives were formed. Fans. Robyn's sudden desire to plant roots in Wyoming seemed disingenuous. her children have their own roots with their own biological father. An early upbringing felt to many like yet another attempt by Robyn to write herself and her kids into parts of Kody's history where they simply didn't belong. It was déjà vu, the portrait, the sermon, and now the faux family pilgrimage at the heart of. All this is a single truth. History can't be erased. And yet Robyn keeps trying. Whether it's through legal adoption, emotionally manipulated artwork, or strategic travel plans, her pattern is clear. She's uncomfortable with the reality of her past and continually seeks to overwrite it with a version that places Kody at the center. This pattern hasn't gone unnoticed. Social media is packed with commentary from fans dissecting Robyn's actions. Reddit threads and Facebook groups are filled with clips, screenshots, and impassioned posts pointing out inconsistencies and manipulations. One fan summarized the sentiment perfectly. Robyn doesn't just want to be part of the story. She wants to rewrite the whole book. More concerning is the impact all of this has on the actual children. Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna were born from a different life. That life may have been painful or complicated, but it was theirs. Pretending otherwise risks doing them a disservice. Children, like anyone, deserve to have their origin stories honored, not erased or rewritten to suit a new narrative. At the same time, the rift between Robyn's kids and the rest of the Brown family has only deepened. Robyn seems to promote her children as the most loyal, the most respectful, and the most deserving of Kody's love. Whether intentional or not, the result is the marginalization of his other 13 children, many of whom have publicly expressed their disillusionment with both their father and the family dynamic. This has left fans angry for many longtime viewers. The early years of Sister Wives showed a family that, while unconventional, was striving to be inclusive and supportive. Today, that vision has crumbled. The show now highlights division, favoritism, and fractured relationships, with Robyn often at the center of the storm. The idea that you can rewrite the past to make a better present is understandable, but the truth always finds a way to surface. Robyn Brown may continue to try and reframe her family story, but fans and family members remember what really happened. They remember who was there first, who sacrificed the most, and who's telling the truth. Ultimately, Robyn's efforts to create memories may win her favor in Kody's eyes, but they've cost her the trust of the audience. Her story is now seen not as one of blending families, but one of overwriting them. And in the world of reality TV, where every word and action lives on forever in reruns and recaps, it's clear you can't delete what's already been documented. No matter how many portraits you paint, speeches you cry through, or trips you take to Wyoming, the truth remains. Robyn Brown didn't create the Brown family, but she may be helping to unravel it. Since its debut in 2010, TLC's Sister Wives has offered viewers an intimate look into the lives of the polygamous Brown family. The center of the series is Kody Brown, who navigated relationships with his 4 wives, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, and their combined 18 children. Over the years, the family's dynamics have evolved with separations, new relationships, and personal growth shaping their journey. Among the most discussed aspects is Robyn Brown's approach to integrating her children from a previous marriage into the Brown family, raising questions about identity, memory, and the complexities of blended families. Robyn joined the Brown family in 2010, bringing with her 3 children, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna, from her previous marriage to David Jessup. Her integration into the family marked a significant shift, not only adding new members, but also introducing unique challenges associated with blending families. Robyn's desire to create a cohesive family unit led to decisions that have been both praised and criticized by fans and family members alike. In a move to solidify familial bonds, Kody legally adopted Robyn's 3 children after legally divorcing his first wife, Meri, to marry Robyn. This legal step allowed the children to take Kody's last name, symbolizing their inclusion in the Brown family. While the adoption was portrayed as a unifying gesture, it also sparked discussions about the erasure of the children's biological father's presence in their lives. One of the most talked about moments in the series was Robyn's gift to Kody, a portrait, depicting a younger Kody holding her 3 children as toddlers. This artwork, intended to present the family they had become, was created by replacing the faces of Christine's children in an existing family photo with those of Robyn's children. Robyn described this as creating a memory aiming to symbolize the bond between Kody and her children. However, this gesture was met with mixed reactions. Some family members and fans found it touching, while others viewed it as an unsettling attempt to rewrite history portrait, and the broader efforts to integrate Robyn's children into the Brown family narrative elicited varied responses. Gwendolyn Brown, Christine and Kody's daughter, expressed discomfort with the portrait, likening it to a scene from The Office where a character awkwardly inserts himself into a family photo. She remarked, "It takes away our history," highlighting concerns about the implications of altering family memories. Fans also weighed in, with some accusing Robyn of attempting to erase her children's past and their biological father's role. Discussions on social media platforms reflected a divide between those who empathized with Robyn's intentions to unify her family and those who felt her actions disregarded the children's original identities and experiences.
"Oh yeah, I'm not affected by this. Those mean women, they're gone. I never loved them anyway."
Robyn's actions underscore the complexities inherent in blended families, especially within the unique context of polygamy. Her desire to create a seamless family unit with Kody and her children reflects a common aspiration among blended families. However, the methods employed, such as the controversial portrait and the emphasis on new family narratives, highlight the delicate balance between forging new bonds and honoring existing histories. The children at the center of these changes, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna, have navigated a complex emotional landscape. While the show has depicted moments of closeness between them and Kody, the long-term effects of redefining their familial identities remain a topic of concern. The decision to change their last names and the symbolic gestures aimed at integrating them into the Brown family may have provided a sense of belonging, but also risked overshadowing their connections to their biological father. Portrayal of these family dynamics on a public platform raises ethical questions about the representation of personal histories and the potential impact on the individuals involved. Reality television, by its nature, blurs the lines between private experiences and public entertainment. The decisions made by family members, such as Robyn's efforts to reshape her children's identities, are broadcast to a wide audience, inviting scrutiny and debate. Moreover, the show's depiction of these events influences public perceptions of polygamy, blended families, and the challenges they face. While Sister Wives aims to provide insight into the lives of a polygamist family, it also prompts viewers to consider the complexities and ethical dimensions of such arrangements. Robyn Brown's journey within the Sister Wives narrative illustrates the intricate dynamics of blending families and the desire to create unity. Her actions, particularly the symbolic gestures aimed at integrating her children into the Brown family, have sparked discussions about identity memory and the ethics of reshaping personal histories. As the series continues to unfold, it offers a lens through which viewers can explore the multifaceted nature of family, the challenges of integration, and the importance of honoring individual pasts while building a shared future. TLC has finally had enough. Kody Brown is out, but what really pushed the network over the edge? Explosive new details suggest a chilling planned murder plot, and all eyes are on Robyn Brown in a shocking twist. Janelle comes face to face with Robyn in a fiery confrontation that fans never saw coming. Buckle up. This is the moment that could change Sister Wives forever. In the latest developments surrounding TLC's reality series, Sister Wives The Brown family's dynamics continue to shift dramatically. Kody Brown, once at the center of a polygamous family with 4 wives, now finds himself solely married to Robyn Brown, following the departures of Christine, Janelle, and Meri. The dissolution of these relationships has been marked by emotional confrontations and revelations. Janelle Brown, in particular, has expressed frustration over Kody's perceived favoritism towards Robyn. In a recent episode, Janelle criticized Kody for comparing Robyn to a diesel jeans model, highlighting the disparities in how he treated his wives. Robyn, on her part, has addressed accusations of wielding undue influence over Kody. She refuted claims of manipulating him, stating, "There's this new concept that I have Kody just wrapped around my little finger, and I'm doing evil spells on him." How ridiculous. The family's challenges have been compounded by personal tragedies, including the death of Kody and Janelle's son Garrison in 2024. This loss has further strained relationships within the family as members navigate grief and changing dynamics. As Sister Wives continues, viewers witness the ongoing evolution of the Brown family structure, marked by separations, confrontations, and attempts at redefining relationships. Amidst adversity, Kody Brown, the patriarch of the polygamist Brown family made famous on TLC's Sister Wives, is currently living through every parent's worst nightmare after the tragic suicide of his 25-year-old son, Robert Garrison Brown. In the May 11th episode of their reality series, Kody opened up with unfiltered emotion about the deep and overwhelming grief he has been navigating since losing his son in March 2024. "Grief hits you in waves," he said, voice trembling. "When it hits me, I can't run from it." The 56-year-old father, known for his often stoic and sometimes controversial leadership over his large and complex family, shared his pain with viewers, admitting to suffering what felt like an anxiety attack in the wake of the loss. Kody, who shares Garrison with his now-arranged second wife Janelle Brown, reflected on how even crying cannot always release the pressure that builds from such profound pain. The episode captured a moment of raw humanity as Kody recalled rocking Garrison to sleep as a baby, now having to carry his ashes on what he called a personal pilgrimage to Wyoming, his own childhood home and a place that holds the graves of his parents. "I wanted to take Garrison home and bury his ashes next to his grandma and his grandpa," he said quietly, his eyes glassy. "Just kind of finished the circle." The journey was symbolic. A grieving father trying to reconnect with the roots of his family, the love he had for his son, and the spiritual path to closure. The loss, already heavy, is compounded by the reality that Kody and Garrison were estranged in the time leading up to Garrison's death. Their bond, once close, was fractured during the CO-19 pandemic, when Kody's strict protocols drove a wedge between him and several of his older children. Garrison, independent and strong-willed, resisted the control and chose distance. What seemed like a phase at the time has now left Kody with a haunting echo of what ifs. "Sometimes out of the blue, it'll overcome me," he said, describing the grief that now hits without warning, almost like some kind of anxiety attack, just a deep, overwhelming feeling that I'll never see him again. The guilt weighs heavily. Words left unsaid, apologies never made, laughter that will never come again. In his garage, Kody keeps a poster of Garrison, a daily reminder of what has been lost and what future moments will never come to be. "It's a game of consciousness to move with grief," he added, "to make your blood sweet instead of bitter." From the pain. For Janelle, the heartbreak is equally visible. The mother of 6, including Garrison, took to Instagram to reflect on her son's passing, sharing a black and white photo of the two of them with a caption that broke hearts across the internet. "It's taken a while to accept the fact that in the end, we did everything we could," she wrote, echoing the quiet agony of so many parents who have lost children to suicide. "Sometimes the mind convinces someone there's no hope, even when all the evidence says otherwise." She expressed her gratitude for her remaining children and the light her grandchildren now bring into her life. "Because of my faith," she wrote, "I know I'll be reunited with Garrison one day." The tragic circumstances surrounding Garrison's death were first addressed in the May 4th episode of Sister Wives. But the May 11th episode went deeper, uncovering the layers of grief, regret, and love that remain in the wake of unimaginable loss. The family, once a tight-knit polygamist unit, has fractured in recent years, with Janelle, Christine, and Meri all leaving Kody, while only Robyn remains in a spiritual marriage with him. This latest tragedy, however, has brought even the most distant family members back into a shared space of mourning. For a brief moment, grief superseded bitterness. "This pain, it doesn't care who you were mad at last year," Kody said. "It just breaks you open, and you hope maybe some of that breaking lets the light in." Fans have long witnessed the Brown struggles, financial stress, spiritual questioning, jealousy among wives, and the strain of trying to live out a complex lifestyle under the scrutiny of reality television. But this heartbreak, raw and real, has reminded audiences that behind the cameras are people who bleed, cry, and watch just like anyone else. As the family now navigates this devastating new chapter, they've also begun using their platform to speak about mental health. TLC included a message for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at the end of the May 11th episode.
Their car had slid into a ditch, and he was turning around to help that person, but here I am.
And both Kody and Janelle have urged fans to check on the ones who seem okay, because Garrison had seemed okay. He had his own home, a job, he loved pets he cared for, and plans for the future. But as Janelle put it, "That's what haunts me. He looked like he was okay." The family's grief is now woven into every storyline going forward, not just as a tragedy, but as a call for vulnerability and reconnection. "I thought we'd have more time," Kody repeated. "Time to talk, to make things right. And now, he must live with the painful truth that sometimes time runs out too soon." Janelle Brown, now 56, has faced many storms in her life, but nothing prepared her for the heartbreak that would unfold in 2024. As fans of Sister Wives know, all too well, Janelle has long been a pillar of quiet strength and perseverance in the tested the resilience of public systems, it tested families. And for the Browns, it proved to be the unraveling thread. Kody's increasingly rigid rules about quarantine and family interaction created deep divides, especially between him and his adult children. Garrison Brown, one of the most vocal among them, pushed back a free-spirited soul with a quick wit, a sharp sense of humor, and a love for animals. Garrison was adored by his siblings and deeply loved by his mother. But his relationship with Kody became increasingly strained. Despite the turmoil, Janelle always remained a steady force in Garrison's life. She was his anchor, and yet tragically, even the deep, enduring love of a mother could not protect him from the internal battles he fought alone on March 5th, 2024. News broke that Garrison had died by suicide at just 25 years old. The loss sent shockwaves not only through the Brown family, but through the fan community that had watched Garrison grow up on television. He had always been a bright presence. Sarcastic, insightful, and tender with animals and his younger siblings, he had a promising future, a home he took pride in, and dreams that had only just begun to unfold. His death was a devastating reminder of the hidden nature of mental health struggles, particularly among young men. Now just over. A year later, Janelle faces her second Mother's Day without her son. On screen, she still carries herself with grace, but the pain simmers just beneath the surface. This is a new kind of grief, not loud or dramatic, but lingering and sharp like a wound that refuses to fully close. In Sister Wives Season 19, we see her attempt to hold herself together for the sake of her other children, especially her youngest daughter, Savannah, who at only 20 is now grappling with the kind of heartbreak most people don't experience until much later in life. Together, they navigate the rituals of everyday life, building a new home, planning for the future, with the understanding that Garrison will never be part of those moments. There's a scene in the season where Janelle and Savannah are standing on the land in North Carolina that Janelle recently purchased. It's meant to be a new beginning, a peaceful place where she can grow roots of her own after decades of uncertainty. But the silence is heavy. Garrison never saw this land, Janelle says, her voice cracking. The realization is almost too much to bear. He will never walk this ground, never see the sunrise over the trees, never sit on the porch. She hopes to build this new chapter, as promising as it is, will always carry the weight of absence. For Christine Brown, the loss hid in a different but equally profound way. Though Garrison was not her biological son, Christine played an enormous role in raising him. During the early years, while Janelle worked to support the family, Christine took on the bulk of the childcare responsibilities. Garrison was just a baby in her arms. And as the years passed, their bond grew into something special, quiet, but unshakable. Christine has often referred to the children of her sister wives as her own, and nowhere is that more evident than in the way she speaks about Garrison. In one emotional episode, she tells her new husband, David Woolley, about Garrison, about his humor, his heart, and how happy she was that he had come to their wedding. But even that joyful memory is now tinged with sorrow. He should have been at every family wedding, she says through tears. There were so many things still ahead. Her grief mirrors Janelle's, but it also serves as a testament to the kind of family they built. Unconventional, yes, but filled with love and shared responsibility. As Sister Wives continues to air, the series has taken on a different tone. No longer just a glimpse into a plural marriage, but now also a real-time documentary about loss, healing, and the importance of family unity in the face of heartbreak. The May 4th and May 11th episodes of Season 19 addressed Garrison's death with an honesty and sensitivity that fans found deeply moving. The Brown family traveled to Wyoming, where they laid Garrison's ashes to rest near his grandparents, a symbolic gesture that brought a sense of peace to family still fractured in many ways. During the memorial scenes, Kody Brown often, criticized for his aloofness or detachment, allowed the cameras to capture him at his most vulnerable. Hess spoke of his son with love and regret, recalling the early days when he first held Garrison in his arms. Despite the estrangement that had developed between them in recent years, it was clear that Kody's love for his son remained strong and his grief raw. He described being hit by sudden waves of pain, almost like anxiety attacks, as the reality of the loss settled in. There was so much left unsaid. Between them, he admitted, so much left undone. It was a powerful reminder that grief doesn't